And these kind of events are usually signs that maybe you should not push in that direction, that you are probably rowing against the flow, against the river. Remember that when you feel that everything is flowing, that's where you want to go.
And instead of our main focus being feel good, our main focus becomes being caught up in the situation, going with others, following what others say, following what groups say, following what politics say. It's just the easiest concept you could ever think of. It's so much easier than trying to work hard and bang your head against the walls to make things happen, to act day and night to try and make your dreams happen. It's the fast track to an effortless and happy journey in life.
The universe was just telling me that I should not go there because my dream project, if I had taken this project, I would have been distracted of finding my true mission, what I really wanted to do, which is this project, being a public speaker. My dreams are there, and at that time I was pushing so hard there that I was not seeing the signs.
Do not give your power away to what other people expect of you, because nothing should be expected. Every single person knows what's best for them.
Welcome everyone to this new episode of the Happiness Sweet Spot podcast. My name is Laura and this is my friend Nadia.
Hello everyone!
Welcome to episode 6 of season 1. All this season is about the law of attraction, and today we are talking about how the universe works its magic. We will be describing how the universe works, what's the usual process, how we should trust it, what we should do in our life to really start getting the signs and understanding and building our trust. So this is a very interesting episode.
So we all have desires, and we as humans have a tendency of setting a path for ourselves. So we kind of always keep in mind what we want, where we're going, which is absolutely fine. But when you learn to work with the universe and trust the universe, you have to also realize that sometimes the universe knows better. So what you think is the correct path for yourself might not be what is going to give you the most happiness or the best outcome in your life. So this episode is all about really building up that connection and relationship with the universe, so that you know first of all at what level of attraction you are, what vibration you are at every moment in time, and also how to trust the universe with the outcome. Some of the time we are expecting something, we receive something else, and we can be disappointed, and we do realize a few months later that was the best we could have ever received.
We always think about looking for signs about is this a sign that it is good and I should be there, or is this a sign that I should not go there. We will explain this a little bit in this episode. Let's start with the basics. Your work is to align. We tell this in the other episodes. Your main objective and your main focus should always be on getting aligned with what you really desire. Why do I start with this? I start with this because it comes with a true empowerment to know and understand that you are the one manifesting the things you want. And if you look around your life and you see how should I trust the universe if my life doesn't look as I want, this is shitty thing, this has happened to me, I can't stand with this, I have a lot of problems. Well, you have to understand that the universe always do the best for you with what you give to the universe. So if everything looks around you like these things are not working well, the universe is doing the best he can with what you are currently given. So this is the tricky part. The universe is always on your side. It will always bring the best for you, but it always bring the best for you with what he can do, you know? You have to always look around and try to improve, to feel better. Your job, your real work is to align, to feel ease, to feel the flow, to visualize where you're going, to experience these beautiful sensations over and over, so you give better alignment to the universe, so it can bring, you know, compatible things to your existence.
So I'm going to give you an example in my personal life. How long has it been now? Practically a year ago now. My husband and I were really set on buying a house, and we found something that we really thought was the house that we wanted, and I was set on that. I just loved practically everything about it, I would say, but I just felt that it felt right, and then my husband, on the other hand, wasn't 100% convinced by it. So that for me was already a sign of like, there's something just not quite satisfying about that, because if you're buying something that I really loved and he didn't love as much, the energy is like not perfect. But anyway, we decided to move forward, to put an offer, and we were going through the first processes of backwards and forwards with the seller, and last minute someone put a really high offer in and bought it from underneath our nose, basically. So there was a little bit of disappointment there at the beginning, but I have enough experience that when things like that happen, and I knew that the whole process before finding the house, I was aligned, I was really happy, I was feeling good, I was excited. So I knew that if something like that happened, it wasn't the right one for us, and the universe were just taking it out the way so that we didn't make a mistake. And then we had seen another house in the same urbanization, and we weren't convinced by it just because it needed a lot of work, and we have 3 small little children, and we thought, it's going to be too much renovating that house and having the children. But my husband, that's the one that he had his eyes set on, and I wasn't convinced just because of the amount of work. Well, everything just turned around in the next few weeks, and this villa came like back into our lives again, and I was thinking about it, and one of my desires had been that this was separate from wanting a house. I always wanted to be able to invest in property and make money from property. Well, I was going over and over again, and this thought just kept coming back in my mind of, you have this property and you can have, it's a double desire that you're getting in one. You're getting a really nice house, and at the same time you're going to renovate it as you like, and you're going to make a big profit on it. And it kept going on in my mind, and then I said to my husband, okay, like I've really felt now that this is the house that we're supposed to get, and he was excited about it. And after that, just everything flowed, everything rolled, and lots of pieces had to actually like puzzle in together for it to happen, and it did it perfectly. There was really, like, everything was perfect, and then, you know, we got the property, and I realized now that it was the best thing that could have happened to us, and it was a real blessing. So it's really important when something like that happens to not stay in disappointment, and to know for a fact that if this doesn't happen, something much better is going to happen to you.
Sometimes we feel that something, you know, is not flowing, or, you know, it's not working for us, and we're like, but I'm super aligned, how come this thing is not working for me? But what happens is that you are aligned in a way that the universe has something better for you, just as Nadia did with this villa. They were focused on one, they were trying to go with the paperwork. This happened to a really good friend of mine. She was like going forward with the place, and they felt like this was the place. But they started encountering a lot of little blockages. The paper wasn't coming, the owner wasn't answering anymore. And these kind of events are usually signs that maybe you should not push in that direction, that you are probably rowing against the flow, against the river. Remember that when you feel that everything is flowing, that's where you want to go. So if you are in a project, for example, this happened to me a lot in different companies I have started. In those that I was meant to have all the abundance and all the dreams come true. Last night Nadia was saying with this villa she had like a double bonus. This was perfectly aligned for her, so she started to align with it and everything flowed. With me, it has happened with different projects. When I start like a permit for something is not coming, or at some point I had the perfect business. In paper for e-commerce, it was the perfect business. It was on paper, it was products that everybody knew, that everybody wanted, really good brands, outlet prices, online, super photography, distribution worldwide. It was the perfect work. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing to try to go there. But what happened? I was going there because I wanted a successful business, but what my core body and soul wanted was something inspiring, something that could bring, purpose and help others and make others grow and make me grow in the process. And that, maybe I was doing that business for, part of with good reasons, but not heart and soul reasons. So the universe kept putting blockages of things like, even on Facebook, I was trying to do ads and the account got blocked, and then we reached the customer care and they were like, yeah, I don't know why this account got blocked. Yeah, no, everything looks good, but they kept blocking it for no reasons and different things. So the universe was just telling me that I should not go there, because my dream project, if I had taken this project, I would have been distracted of finding my true mission, what I really wanted to do, which is this project, being a public speaker. My dreams are there, and at that time I was pushing so hard there that I was not seeing the signs. So every time you feel like you're encountering a blockage or pushing through a wall, that's not the right way to do it. Just go where flow and ease, and just recalibrate yourself, refine your alignment, and you will see things clearer and faster, and everything will flow.
So now what we have to talk about is something that's very important, because if you are asking and you are not getting the results you want, as long as you are aligned, to trust the universe and something better is coming. But if you're most of your day in feelings that are not comfortable feelings, you're not feeling good, you're feeling depressed or you're feeling anxious, probably most of what you're going to attract is not going to be satisfying. And if you look at it and say, well, I have just got to trust the universe that this is the best for me, well, yes, it is the best for you with your point of attraction. So what we're going to try and talk about today, and try and clear it up a little bit, because this is really a very important point, is that what Laura said at the beginning of this video is the number one thing that you have to remember. Number one job is to be aligned. What does it mean to be aligned? It is to be in a state of being of appreciation, of gratitude, of love, of happiness. When you are most of your day in those feelings, you know that you're aligned and things start to flow, and your life is very easy, very the doors open at the right time, and you can just feel that flow in your life. If most of your day, you start off with bumping your knee on the corner of the bed, and then, spilling your coffee all over yourself, and then shutting your fingers in the car door, probably you haven't done enough alignment that day. And we are saying that because obviously that happens to us as well. So it's not like, oh, you're a bad person if that happens. No, of course not. And we've had 15 years of practice, and we still have those days, because you start off your day in your head instead of doing the work of being in your heart and being in your alignment. You start off your day thinking, what have I got to do? I have to get the children to school quick. And you start off like that, and pretty quickly you build up the momentum that by half of the morning you've already had like quite a few incidents. So it's just something to really think about, because if you are in that state where you feel you're complaining, you're judging, you feel like you're a victim, then what you are going to attract is probably not going to be satisfying to you. And it's the best that you can attract towards your life, it's the best that the universe can bring to you, but it's not going to be close to what you are desiring. If you are desiring flow in your life, if you're maybe visualizing a nice house, visualizing a nice car, whatever it is, a new business, a new relationship, a new friendship, then for that to come in a really satisfying and easy and flowing way, your work at the beginning is alignment. So let's go over what is alignment. It is being most of your day in feelings of gratitude, appreciation, love, compassion, hope. That's when you know that you're aligned. That's when you see someone maybe doing something that is displeasing to you and you feel love towards them instead of anger or hate. Then you know you're aligned. Someone is being annoyed at you, or is in a place of disalignment, and you can look at them with love and with peace and just with a sense of like, okay, they're where they are and it's not touching me in any way, then you know that you're aligned. So there's lots of little signs, and the more you practice, the more you'll see these signs, and the more you'll feel if you're aligned or not, if you are satisfied, if you are grateful, if you wake up and you think, oh, I'm just so happy to be alive, I'm just so happy to start this day, then all these are feelings of really being aligned with your true self. So that is a really important point, and that is really the only thing that you should focus on to start off with.
If you want good things to happen to you, you have to give good energy to the universe. That's the rule. If you want better things to manifest, you have to emit higher and prettier frequencies. And as Nadia is saying, it's very easy. It's like all this concept is simple, but it's not easy for humans because we're so distracted. So many things are happening in our head. We are running and running and running, and life is passing by instead of us living life. It's just some periods of your day, they're just going away because you're just in a automated mood, or you are just grumpy because something your boss said that upset you, or something that someone said. But what we have to understand is that those things don't serve us. It's not, if someone makes something, an action that makes you angry, you are the one who got angry. You are the one who has the power to let angry away and see things differently. Focus your attention on something else, or try to find the good in that situation. Well, I at least I learned something with this situation. It doesn't please me, but I forgive it, I let it go because it's not serving me, because I want my life to be pretty, to be, beautiful and satisfying and flowing. And every time we get, the more little rocks you put in your bag with things that doesn't really benefit you from your past, from your day, from something because you bumped your knee, as Nadia said. If you are carrying this during your day, the universe will only have that energy to match. So if you have to trust, really trust that if you let these things go away and you focus on what really matters, the magic is amazing. The perfect person will sit next to you on the bus. The person you needed will be at the grocery store near you. Someone that has exactly what you needed will call you. I was thinking about you. How are you? And it was a perfect alignment. So when you really do your job and you align, look for the signs because they're there. It's like they're there. You just go with what not your head but your heart tells you that that's the right direction, and just go with love and kindness and peace and gratitude. And the more you do this, trust the universe, it works. I have a little example about this. Example is about those moments when we are focused on thinking this is the right thing for me, but actually it's not the perfect thing, and the universe is giving you the clues that it's there, but we are so focused with the brain of our heads and all this noise and all this focus, and that's not the perfect thing for you. It's the other side and you are not seeing. There is this story that I learned some time ago, but it illustrates this perfectly. There's this guy that is in love with a girl named Mary. Mary works at his office, and Mary is glamorous, and Mary is kind, and Mary looks like the perfect girl for him. And he's like, oh, I don't know, I want to marry Mary. Mary is the perfect girl. I would love to date Mary. And this guy starts to invent in his head, in his mind, all these romanticized story about Mary, of the features and characteristics of Mary's personality, and he's in love with Mary. And this is great because he's actually emitting love, emitting kindness, emitting, romance. This is the perfect way to do. But he's fixated on Mary. And what he doesn't know is that Mary probably doesn't like cats, and he loves cats. He knows he wants a cat, and Mary doesn't love cats. Mary probably doesn't like trekking, and he enjoys so much doing trekking. Mary doesn't like the same kind of music as he do. And he invented this, but this situation, he's emitting what he wants, so it's good, but he's focused on Mary that is not perfect. And he doesn't see that the girl at his gym, who is called Lisa loves cats and loves trekking, and it's perfect for him, but he's so focused on Mary that he's not seeing the signs that Lisa is there, you see? So when you let go and you are more general on what you ask, and he aligned with all this romance, but if he goes general, he will start seeing these signs. The universe is giving the thing, but sometimes we are not seeing it. So this is very important. Stay general, look for the signs, and maybe Mary is not even looking at him and he's pushing there. So that's a sign that he should not go there. So this is a little example that worked for me to really understand these kind of situations.
So as Laura was saying, this is the easiest concept you could really ever bring to anyone. Yet for humans, for us, it just seems to not be that easy. If someone says to you, the only thing you need to do to attract the life of your dreams, to attract your desires, is to feel good, to follow what feels good, to try and focus every single day on what's in your life that makes you feel good, and to follow that good feeling throughout your day. Yet humans, we just seem to lose focus very quickly. We get distracted by something someone says, we get distracted by the TV, we get distracted by a situation that overcomes us, and instead of our main focus being to feel good, our main focus becomes being caught up in the situation, going with others, following what others say, following what groups say, following what politics say. And it's very interesting, and I've been fascinated by that for years, because when I think about it, I say to myself, it's just the easiest concept you could ever think of. It's so much easier than trying to work hard and bang your head against the walls to make things happen, to act day and night to try and make your dreams happen. It's the fast track to an effortless and happy journey in life. Yet it doesn't seem that simple for all of us to practice it and to get masters at this. And I think that's why Laura and I came together, because we just, once we found out the information and we knew in our hearts that this was how life worked, we thought, okay, now the time, if you're going to be a master at anything, if you're going to be an expert at anything, be an expert at this, because this is really going to bring you not only the life that you want, but it's going to bring you happiness along the way, it's going to bring you satisfaction along the way, it's going to give you a fulfilled life, and you're going to be able to really enjoy everything fully. Because if you don't have the basis of happiness and fulfillment and empowerment, then you can have all the material stuff and it won't give you the satisfaction that you want. So I just wanted to talk about this because it's true that it is just such a simple, or it seems just such a simple thing to follow. Yet you do need a lot of practice, because we have been programmed in so many different ways, and our mindsets are focused on certain things instead of on that. And the whole purpose of us doing this is not only to bring you the information and the knowledge, but we will also do a lot of practical exercises to help you reprogram your mindset and start connecting your brain in different ways, because it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of practice to put everything where it should be and to start thinking in this way. But for us, it's just the most amazing discovery, and we are so happy to be sharing all of this with you. And we know, because we've been doing this for so long, that the outcome is so rewarding.
And you live with satisfaction with it. Your life pleases you. You look around of what you have built, and with those principles of love and gratitude and kindness, and everything unfolds so perfectly when you apply them, that it's just worth it. It's just beautiful. And I was telling the other day, I could leave this world tomorrow and I have that successful, happy life, because of these principles. And I think what blocks humanity is all the ego concept. Our ego gets bruised easily, and that we, when we put our ego first instead of our heart, that's when we feel life is heavy, because our ego is tricky. It always me, myself and I, and it gets easily insulted by situation, or it gets easily it projects in a certain way and it doesn't unfold that way, and that's when you feel that you're a failure. But you're never a failure, you're just a work in process. You're always learning. And the thing is, here is you have to understand that the power is you decide. You're the one who decides how fast you learn, how fast you improve, how fast you manifest. The information is here and it works. And we are telling all this, but I'm pretty sure you're listening to this and you are already feeling that these are logical things you knew, because as I was listening to a positive psychologist in a conference yesterday, and he was just, a lady asked him, how did you got here, being able to speak in front of us all this concept, how did you get here? And his answer was with common sense. It was these are concepts everybody understands in their deepest soul and heart, and we're just not applying it because of our ego, because we're distracting it, because we're giving reason over reason what we shouldn't, but it doesn't feel good. So I'm living a miserable life and I'm not doing this, but in your heart what the path you should take, and your ego is, no, I'm not gonna forgive him. I'm not gonna forgive him because he said this. I'm never talking to this person again. Why? This is only hurting you. Maybe the other person just continued its life and it's doing, or maybe there is something to solve there. Just with love and kindness, 2 words like I forgive you, I love you, thank you for the lesson. That's it. It could unblock so many things, and that's another rock you can just take away and throw to the river out from your backpack of heaviness that you're carrying along. So the more you take these little actions to empty your bag, the better you will feel, the more beautiful things will unfold, the universe will come and bring you more and more things that match these things. And there is this sentence, this very popular sentence that always makes me think about, when we started preparing for this episode. It's when preparation meets opportunity. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. This translates exactly into the law of attraction, because preparation is when you align, when you work on yourself, and opportunities will come, but there always will come opportunities that are matching your preparation, and if you want little successes, prepare a little. If you want big successes, align, work, love, because it's not a real work. It's it's not a hard, you have to put the effort, but it's a pleasant effort. So why we are not doing it? You are able to do this. It's amazing. Just try. Just remove as much rocks out your backpack as you can, because life unfolds beautifully.
Yes, I really think that the number one thing that you should take out of this video is decide to feel good. Make feeling good your number one priority. Once you make feeling good your number one priority, you will see how your life changes. I remember when I was younger, leaving university, and you're told, that you should know what's going on in the world and be able to talk to people about what's going on in the world and have an opinion about politics and have an opinion about different, life happenings. And I always thought to myself, that does not feel good to me. That does not interest me. Most of the conversations I witness are 2 groups of people arguing about their opinions in whatever subject it could be, and it just did not feel interesting at all to me. But there was that part of my mind that said, yeah, but do you want to be perceived as the stupid girl that doesn't know what's going on in the world, or as the, that's the kind of person that doesn't have an opinion? And there was that pull in me for a while of, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? But I've always been quite stubborn as a person, and naturally I've always just went towards what felt good, no matter what anyone said. I didn't do it on purpose until I discovered all this information, but I did do it quite naturally just because that just felt more satisfying than anything else. But then when I discovered this, I said to myself, okay, that's why I had this pull inside of me. Do not give your power away to what other people expect of you, because nothing should be expected. Every single person knows what's best for them. So one person can talk a lot of politics and they can be totally aligned. It can just be something that they are meant to do, and they manage their self through that world in an amazing way. And then there can be another person talking about global warming that will manage themselves through all that information in a very aligned way. But that does not mean that every single individual on this planet is going to do the same thing. So just trust how you feel. Remove yourself from conversations if they do not feel good. Only speak the words in conversations that feel good or make you feel empowered. Do not go into things because you think it makes you feel more intelligent, or because it's demanded of you, or because if you don't do it then you won't achieve a certain goal. No, trust that if you follow what feels good, that is going to be the best outcome. And I know we haven't been taught that, and I know it can sound too simplistic and too silly maybe even, But just try it, as Laura said, just try it and you will see how fantastic things start to happen when you do that.
This episode is for me a very important one, even if it seems like so general, but it comes to reminding us the basics. You know, what you have in your heart. Are your actions aligned with who you truly are, with the best version of yourself? That's the questions we should be asking ourselves, not common ordinary questions from life. From time to time it's very important to ask, like, if I'm taking this action, is this the right thing to do? My answer, and with my experience, is like, if you're aligned and you're taking the action and you're feeling in your heart that is the right action, you will make it come the right action. If it's feeling like, oh, I'm taking this action because my logic says, and you have something like in your stomach that says it's not the right action, you will, energetically speaking, you will make it the wrong action, the wrong answer to do, the wrong path. So do you have this in your stomach, or does it feel flowing? If it flows, that's your right answer. It was a pleasure making this video. If you think this is valuable, share it, help us grow. We want to help people around the world. This information is amazing, and I'm pretty sure that when we're listening to this, someone maybe came to your mind, so just share this with this person. I am Laura. Thank you very much for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us today. As Laura said, this is just such an important episode because it's the basics of everything that we will be teaching. We're so excited to spread this information because it is really the answer to live a fulfilled, happy, empowered, and what would society call successful life. But the most important is to be happy. Only the moment exists, only the present exists, and if every single present moment of your life you feel happy, then you've had a very, very successful life. So thank you for being here, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.